thinking about how we see ourselves.
I see myself as very good looking, very handsome and brave.
That's not what I mean. Anyway, we will come back to that in a moment.
Yes, and speaking of brave, I have something incredible to show you. I can climb really, really high and never ever get scared.
Really?
Really? Let me show you. Ready? Here I go. Oh, here we go. Getting higher. Oh, here we go. Oh, I don't like it. It's scary. Really? Help! Help! Let me down! Let me down, please! I need your help! Where are you? Chloe!
I'll rescue you. Right, Bernard, you can do this. Just put one foot lower than the other and slowly make your way to the ground.
I can do this. This is Chloe.
Come on.
Oh, yes, I'm down. Chloe, you are so brave and courageous. Chloe, you really are courageous, Chloe. Do you remember how you thought you weren't courageous or brave, but you actually are?
Thanks, it's good to remember who I really am. Let's watch a story that will tell us more about it.
Hello! We're the Merediths.
And today we're going to tell you a story about a man called Gideon and the trust God had in him.
In the land of Israel, God's people weren't listening to him or being the people he called them to be. Because of this, when enemies invaded, the Israelites didn't know what to do. When they planted crops, it was ruined. When they raised livestock, they were stolen. When they tried to defend themselves, they were defeated.
Hello? Oh no!
This carried on for years until Israel cried out to God.
So God sent an angel to talk to Gideon. Mighty warrior, God is with you. I beg your pardon, do you mean me? Yes, you, Gideon. Right, but if God is with us, why is everything going wrong? What happened to everything we were promised? God is with you. Go as you are, mighty warrior.
Gideon didn't think that he was anything special, but God knew that he had made Gideon to be a hero. God asked Gideon to destroy the Asherah pole, an altar to Baal that the Israelites were worshipping instead of God. Gideon was scared, but he trusted God and did what he had asked. And nothing went wrong. God was with him. When Gideon called the people of Israel to follow God and stand up to their enemies, they saw in Gideon the mighty warrior that God had seen first. And when they followed Gideon, and he followed God, they found that their enemies were so afraid that instead of fighting the Israelites, they fought each other and ran away.
Last week we thought about how a hero needs team, and this week we're thinking about how a hero needs identity. And I've got a list here of superheroes, their normal name and their superhero name. And you've got 30 seconds to try and work out which one matches with which. Go. So I can see we've got Bruce Wayne and his name is Batman. We've got Peter Parker and he is Spider-Man. Clark Kent is Superman. Natasha Romanoff is Black Widow. Steve Rogers is Captain America. And Eric Wimp is Banana Man. Now I don't know whether you knew about Eric. I didn't know that was his surname till I looked it up. How amazing, how extraordinary that his ordinary name is something quite opposite to who he really is. A wimp is someone who's like weedy and they can't really do anything. But Banana Man is strong and muscly and he can do all sorts of things. So his name is completely opposite to who he is. That leads us nicely to our Bible story, which was told to us by the amazing Meredith. Thank you so much for all the effort that went into that. And I believe Godfather Dan had something to do with it as well. Gideon and his people were living in a land that was attacked all the time by their enemies. And the reason why God wasn't helping them was because they'd stopped listening to God. They'd stopped worshipping God. They were worshipping all sorts of other false gods. And so God allowed them to be attacked. And so for our story, we're going to meet Gideon where he was. So what I want you to do is you've got 1 minute to create a den, like a well, out of maybe cushions. And I want you to get inside it, make sure you can still see the screen. So hopefully you've made your den and you're now sitting in it. I made mine out of cushions from the sofa. Now the reason why Gideon was hiding in the wine press was he had to thresh the wheat. He had to sort out the crops. But if he sorted it out outside, then the enemies would come and steal it. So he thought if he sorted it down in the wine press, down in this well, then nobody would find him. And there he is hiding when the angel comes and calls him. Do you know, Gideon had taken on some labels of what people had said to him. His answer to the angel was, I'm the smallest man from the weakest clan. And basically, I'm helpless. And this is how Gideon saw himself. But that's not what the angel saw, and that's not what God saw. God didn't see a man who was small and weak and helpless. He saw something different. He saw a brave and mighty warrior. God said, where have you got those labels from? I didn't give you those labels. That isn't who you are. What I see is a brave and mighty warrior. Now come on out of that well. Come on out of that wine press and come and lead the people. Wow, what a difference from hiding away and thinking there's nothing I can do to God saying, yes, you are the one that I have chosen. So he gets out of the wine press and he goes and destroys the altars that people have built to false gods. He does it in the dead of night so that no one finds him and no one catches him. Still a brave thing to do because everybody would have been against him for doing that. But then more than that happens. He gathers together an army, and we can read that in the next chapter in Judges 7. Gideon gathers an army and 32,000 men join him. Not just a handful, 32,000 men join him. And Gideon carries on leading that army to victory. So instead of small and weak and helpless, he really is a brave and mighty warrior because God is on his side, and he has seen that in Gideon. Now, while you're sitting in your wine press, I wonder if you could think about negative things that people have said about you. Maybe somebody's told you you're useless at something, or somebody said a mean word, and you've taken that as your identity. A hero needs identity, but a hero for God takes their identity from what God says about them. And in the Bible, God says that you are chosen, you are loved, you're adopted into his family, you're forgiven, you're set free, that you are a child of God. So no matter what other people have said about you, those things are true. The things that we read in the Bible are true. What God speaks over you is true. And we're going to say a prayer. It's going to be quite hard to do the 1, 2, 3 with these on my t-shirt. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Dear God, thank you for the story of Gideon. Thank you that even though he didn't see himself as brave and mighty, you did. You saw him as a warrior and you spoke those words over him. Lord, would you speak to us today and tell us how you see us? Would you help us to come to you for our identity and not the people around us, not the people at school? Lord, thank you that we are chosen and forgiven and dearly loved by you. Help us to remember that as we go into this week. Amen. Amen. Now, before you get out of your wine press, I have one notice to give you, and that is next week there is no Morning Heroes video because we're joining together at 10:30 for an all-age harvest celebration. And we're going to be thinking about what we can give to the food bank and thinking about all the things we're thankful for. So I want you to come at 10:30 next week with an idea in your head of what you want to say thank you for. Have a great week.
Well, last week we were learning about how a hero needs a team. This week we've been learning about identity, and that was really helpful having Heather unpack that for us. Now we're going to sing a song called Your Love Makes Me Brave. I don't even know this song, but the Holiday Club Band have recorded it for us. Let's sing it together now.
No, I won't be afraid. You are with me. You are right beside me every day. Even when it feels like everything's going wrong, I can look up to you
Well, that was a great song. So hopefully you've picked up one of these hero packs. They're really great. Loads of activities to do. If you haven't got one, there are still more to pick up in the church foyer, or you can download them off the church website. But there's great things for you to do in here. I'm looking forward to taking it home and doing it with my kids. There's a particularly good word search. I challenge you to find them all. Anyway, we're now going to go and look at the craft.
Hi guys, for today's craft you will need the craft booklet which has the template in it. You'll need some felt pens, you'll need some sellotape and some sort of scrap of ribbon, whatever you can find in the house, or maybe string or wool. You'll also need some scissors. Don't forget to ask parents' permission, and you'll need to use children's scissors. And also you'll need some tin foil. Sometimes when you cut tin foil it can be quite sharp, so be really careful when you're doing that and ask an adult to help you if you need it. So first thing we're going to do is to colour in the frame. If you find that too fiddly, you could just create your own shape by cutting straight up. Then you want to cut the foil to the right shape inside. Now you want to look in the book. Find the page for this week where it has the discussion questions for Gideon. And at the bottom you'll see some words of things that God says about us. So we're going to choose some of those words and write them around the photo frame. If you can't really see into the foil, you could write them on there too, so that when you look at the mirror you see those words reflected back at you. Now turn your picture frame over and take your piece of ribbon. And now your mirror can hang up. But there are other ways you can do this craft. You could draw a picture of yourself, or you could print off a photo off the computer and make it the right size and put that in the frame instead. And yes, that really is me.
Gideon was just like me. He didn't think he was good enough, but he was.
Yes, just like that really good song, Your Love Makes Me Brave. Do you know, Chloe, with God, we can be brave and we can be good enough.
Yes, we can.
Speaking of being good enough, let me tell you a really good joke.
Go on then.
Why doesn't Batman like Mr. Freeze?
I can tell this is going to be bad. I don't know. Why doesn't Batman like Mr. Freeze?
Because he always gives him the cold shoulder!
Oh, thank you, Bernard. Your jokes never cease to amaze. Anyway, that's the end of our time together. See you all next week.
See you all next week. Bye!